I've been visiting Shetland for over 30 years and finally made the permanent move from a job in Edinburgh to Shetland in August last year. I've always loved the light here, but being immersed in it every day is even more amazing. Shetland is part of the UK. It's a small island archipelago north of mainland Scotland with a population of about 23,000 people. We're on latitude 60 degrees north, which is pretty much the same as Bergen in Norway. Being so far north, we have a huge variation in day length. We've got 13-hour difference between day length in the summer and the winter. The night time in summer actually almost doesn't exist because we have such long twilights being this far north that it really never seems to get completely dark. Locally, it's called simmerdim. People organise nighttime hikes to take advantage of the endless daylight. There are very few trees in Shetland and the hills are relatively low, so there's always long views and lots of availability of skylight. It's often very windy. But the wind in Shetland is rather different. It kind of adds to the atmosphere. The lack of trees means that there's very little shelter, so the wind just blows past, and there's very little damage caused usually. Bordered by the North Sea on one side and the North Atlantic on the other, with the next landmass hundreds of miles away, it means that cloud bases are very low and weather changes quickly in Shetland. This means that things are always changing. It's a constant state of flux. Locally they say, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Shetlanders love clouds, always watching the clouds, and there's a whole Facebook group devoted to people taking photographs of clouds. And it is difficult to come to Shetland and not take lots of photos. I have hundreds of amazing sunsets in Shetland, but I actually find that every day seems to have dramatic skies, even if you miss the sunrise or the sunset. Even the poor weather has its own drama. Like many communities with dark winter months, the ritualistic use of fire is an important element to mark the turning of the seasons from the dark towards the light. Up Helligh is a Viking fire festival, which seems to have been around forever but was actually created in the late 19th century. It involves groups of geysers dressed up as Vikings and followers parading torches and taking those torches and ceremonially throwing them into a makeshift galley, a ship, and setting it alight. These festivals happen all over Shetland in January and February. Shetland is also positioned very nicely to see the aurora borealis, and it happens very frequently. Again, there's a local Facebook group devoted purely to taking photographs of the aurora. With so much water all around us, it always plays an important role in the quality and direction of natural light. With so much reflection and interaction with water, it's really quite a special feature of the light in Shetland. And there are so many different ways that the light can interact with the water around, whether it's purely reflective, whether it's transmissive, or a combination of the two. But of course, it's not always sunny. There's quite often rain. But even in the rainy days, there's something beautiful about the light. The softness that it creates with overcast skies is really quite special. And even at night, where we are across from the main town Lerwick, we have the lights reflected in the beautiful waters between us. Things I've really noticed since I got here, people are very aware of the natural light. And I think as city dwellers, sometimes we don't notice the subtle shift from day to night. In Shetland, the simmerdim is huge. Winter's not really as dark as you would expect with such a short daytime. The days are short, yes, but the long twilight seems to extend those days just a bit longer. Low sun angles are not as obvious as you might expect. The lack of trees and tall buildings means that there's always a lot of sky around you in Shetland. Sun angles in winter are very low, the maximum of 6 degrees in the winter solstice. But there's so much light from the rest of the sky dome that the daylight is not excessively directional. Diffused daylight is the norm, Weather patterns move quickly in Shetland and cloud base is often just above your head. This means that long periods of clear skies are very rare. Sunlight is usually diffused and reflected by clouds. This makes for a soft light that's not very strongly directional, even when it's sunny. It is quite a magical place to be.